Got the raccoon out and the turtle. Of course, the birds are out too. Birds and the squirrels. Oh, that's my woodpecker. Yeah. Keeps coming and asking for nuts. Wants peanuts. That's what they do when they want peanuts. Turtle's going back to his nest. He has a nest right underneath that tree right there. Brazilian pepper tree. Well, oh, woodpecker's still up there. Alright. He's hiding. Aren't they funny? They're so funny how they eat. That's my new container garden I got started right there. Oh, getting spooked. Eating cat food. They're not really too scared. They're used to us. I keep water out for them because one almost died on my watch one day. It was dehydrated and it was 115 degrees outside. And he couldn't even stand up, so now I make sure they have water. They go in the woods right there. There's a little hole. It's a little overgrown now. It used to not be so overgrown. You can see the hole right there. Right there, that black spot. They go in and out of there. Yeah, the blue jays like cat food too. Cat food's like blue jay's favorite snack. There's my woodpecker. I got 2 of these. Sometimes 3 come, but it's usually that one. Oh, raccoon came back. Can hear him eating the food. I just picked off a whole handful of really big ones. Stuck them in the cage. They're all kind of compacted in there right now, so they don't look very big, but I'm glad they decided to hang from the stick instead of a lot of times they go on the cage itself. And I put all these sticks in here so that they can hang from them and crystallize. But it seems like they like the metal. They always rather go on there, and I think it's so much better on the wood. The metal is not good for them. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's another one over here. 8. See this? They do poop everywhere. All these little beads. You gotta constantly clean the cage out because all they do is eat and poop. This cage, my customer gave me this wood, and it's for the butterfly cage actually. He said, "Oh, I thought you could use it for your cage." So cute. I get a lot of requests for updates on the butterfly cage. Everybody wants to know, how's the butterflies? So that's why I'm making this video. But yeah, I found a chrysalis on this one day, and so I thought, well, I'll bring this in too. And then a couple times they've actually done it on there. But so I have a little hand broom, and I have to broom out all this poop because it's not healthy for them. It gets really full in here, and it's just not healthy for them. So it'd probably be, it's like, I don't know, 5 to 10 days and they'll hatch. I just had 2 hatchings. I pretty much have, when the cage is full, it's like 1 or 2 every day. But that's all I have in here right now because the ones I had already hatched out. But I finally got so this is my basil plant. Can you believe this is basil? Holy cow. And then this is my rosemary. That's my rosemary plant. And then I have, this is cherry tomatoes, and it grew all the way up to the top above this door right here. Can you believe how tall it's gotten? It's in a container. I do container gardening. So this is a bunch of arugula. I got arugula growing down here. I got a big one back here. It's arugula. Arugula right here. Just picked off a bunch of it. And so it's a container, and you put the nutrients in there. Look at all the roots. Whoa. Looks really clean. I don't see any green algae or nothing. So I just started 2 new ones in here in these. I'm trying to get a couple other herbs growing, but I don't know if it's the right time of year. I dabble and experiment. I'm not really that great at it. I'm just learning. Growing food is a whole nother thing. Check this out. This is what they do if you don't have a cage. They end up everywhere. It's crawling up the wall, and you have to have the cage, because if you don't, then they do that. And they do that everywhere, and they'll be crawling all over the floor. And then when I'm walking around, sometimes I'll step on them on accident, so I have to be very conscious of where I'm stepping at. But so this was a milkweed. They decimated this. They're almost out of food. And this is my lemongrass. Big lemongrass. It was a lot bigger, actually. I just brought it back out into the sun. It likes a lot of water and a lot of sun. And then I've got, this is a butterfly bush here. So that attracts them. And then this is a milkweed here that's just trying to get back going again. I got a bunch of fairy irises in here started. These are all fairy irises. I started them from seed. And this is the giant milkweed. So it's got these big, huge leaves. And this is actually a milkweed plant. It has the most beautiful flowers. When they're yellow, yellow leaves like this, you gotta pull them off because it can be bad for the rest of the plant. But so actually there's one on here, and I think I left him out because he's just too small. I don't want to put the small ones in the cage. I'm trying to reserve that more for the bigger ones, like right before they get ready to crystallize. There's another one here. I've got so many. It's been full. It's been, oh my gosh. I've been pulling handfuls and handfuls of them off. Look how tall. This is marigold. Look how big this thing is. This is, let's see. 1, 2, it's like at least 3.5 feet tall. I planted all these from seeds. So marigolds, you can, after the flower turns brown, you pop the flower off, and there's a bunch of seeds inside of it, and then you just sprinkle it in your garden. And the marigolds I grow with the milkweeds. Here's a milkweed here, because the aphids don't really like the marigolds, and the marigolds help keep a lot of the bugs away. This one's got a bunch of, look at this. There's a bunch of eggs. There's an egg right there. Oh, right there. There's an egg right there. And there's an egg right inside here. I don't know if it will focus, but it's right there. It's hard to focus, but. And then they totally decimated these. This was a big milkweed, a big one. Like, it was full. Look how tall it is, see here? It's really tall, but it was full of, and they decimated it like this one. Look at this one here. I'm growing a bunch of, I put a bunch of primrose seeds in here. I'm pretty sure this is what these are, but I'm not exactly sure yet until they start like sprouting flowers or something. I won't know. But I know that I did sprinkle a bunch of seeds in here, so it's actually growing out of control. But primrose is like a super food. It's got amazing healing properties. So look how this whole thing is decimated. All these right here, it's all branches that were full of leaves. It doesn't take them long. So that's what they eat. They eat the milkweeds. So I've got this giant one, like I say now. So this helps with the like, it cuts down on, because these, they eat these so fast, these little bitty, you know, leaves. And this one, you can put like one of these big leaves in the cage, and you know, 2 or 3 of them can eat off of it for quite a while. But like I say, all they do is eat and poop, so it's constant. It's a constant. Yeah, I love this basil. Every time I come out, and if I just walk past it and brush against it and I go inside, I'm like, basil. So yeah, I'm just trying to do a couple updates on the butterflies, and probably this one's gonna crystallize first. Looks like he's already in the position. He's already transforming, but they're so beautiful. They look so nice and healthy. Some of them are darker, you know, some of them have real bright yellow, and some of them, the black lines are more prominent. But there was a couple that, like, these were just still wandering around, so I thought, well, let me give them a little bit more food. And I broke off a couple leaves, and you've already got 2 over here eating on this one. And then this one, he's not taken to it yet. And then that guy, he's already eating on that. And then all those little holes that you see, that's from little baby caterpillars that have already started eating them. They may eat the babies. I think they eat each other sometimes. If they have to, you know, they will. Nature is a sad thing. But can you believe my rose bush? Look at my roses. It's hard to see through the screen, but yeah, my rose bush blew up. We got so much rain a week or so ago that my rose bush wouldn't dry out. And then when it finally dried out, all the leaves dried up and died off of it. And then about 2 weeks later, it looked like this again. So it's full, completely full of nice green. And I had about 10 roses on this batch. It's usually about 9 or 10. I think it's just the way that it's growing. But I can't believe this thing is so big and it's in that little tiny pot. I never repotted it because I don't really want it to get too big and out of control while I'm just renting, you know. As you can see, everything's in pots. I can't plant anything. I mean, I can if I want to, but I don't. Why would I want to? Because then I'd have to dig it out. And this is a coffee plant right here. This is a native Florida coffee plant. It actually does produce coffee berries, red coffee berries, and you can dry them out. I mean, I don't know how good it is. I've never had like Florida. I don't even know if it's a thing, but it is a coffee plant. I don't know how well it would probably taste, but so yeah, that's the butterfly cage, and everything is good. I have a couple other clips, so I'll add them in, and maybe I can get a few of these. It's gonna be 5 or 6 days, so it's possible that I could get a couple of these hatching before I do this video. I'll come back, I'll check on it and see. Yeah. That's it. Testing. All right, well, it's been overnight now, so I'm gonna go and make sure these all... I got up this morning and gave them another leaf, a big leaf, and they all... Look how many of them there are. I guess they're still hungry. They'll just eat and eat, so... What's wrong with this one? You okay, buddy? So there's a whole bunch of them here that will crystallize, and then the ones that were hanging yesterday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them crystallized yesterday, and there's one crawling there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them still in here. Still need to... I don't see any others. No food over here, so... Yeah, I got up this morning and brushed out the... I got a little hand broom, and I just brush out all the little... You know, all their waste. Like all this here that they're laying in. Once they eat most of this up, I'll move this over and move them out of here, and maybe give them another leaf and sweep out this, clean up after them. If you don't do that, it's unhealthy for them, and they won't have a successful metamorphosis. So yeah, so that's the update on that. This will be a few days before anything happens with this, so I'll keep you posted.